Hey Saints, welcome back to another week of SFHS Today. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Jessica. In national news, the U.S. Department of Education issued a letter to schools withdrawing the statements of policy and guidance issued under President Obama directing that transgender students should be allowed to use the restrooms, locker rooms, and other school facilities that correlate with their gender identity.
Governor Dayton made a statement on February 23rd saying that he believes that this is not a states' right issues, but a human right issues.
I strongly disagree with the Trump administration's decision to withdraw the protections that his predecessor provided to transgender students in being able to use school bathrooms, which match their gender identities. This is not a, quote, states' rights issue. It is a human rights issue. And it should be a constitutionally protected right. If the long-stated purpose of the United States Constitution is to protect a minority of people from oppression by some who are in the majority.
And in local news, the St. Francis School Board released a bond issue regarding the ISD 15 school buildings. Tyler and Walker went out and got more information on the topic for us.
All right, the bond is to try to improve the facility, the physical plant of the building, also create more options educationally. It does impact all the buildings within the district in one way, shape, or form, some more than others. Some examples here at the high school would be improving the general outlook of what the school looks like, like the common areas and stuff. And then there's other areas that would go into instructional areas. Some on the co-curricular side, on the athletic side would be also to help the stadium out. But it also goes to all the elementary schools and middle schools, and it really depends on the building as far as what is needed and how they're going to move forward with it. I think it does provide a lot of community options. The one great thing about St. Francis High School and the school district at large is this is kind of the center, especially of St. Francis, of our community. Imagine a football night or a Big Ten basketball game or a show choir concert or a drama production is that our entire community comes here, so it's a sense of pride. So I think this would improve the fiscal outlook of what the buildings look like and make it just a good place. It would help us, do more community events and help on them, things like that.
Thanks, guys.
This past month, we've had some amazing things happen within our school activity programs throughout our music programs in the high school.
The drumline this season has taken first place at every meet they have competed at so far. And let's go to Nastia and Sarah, who got more information on how it's going.
Our first competition was in the morning, and we went to Irondale, and we took first place there.
And then our second show was actually at Buffalo High School, and we ended up taking first place there too.
All three competitions we took first place, which was actually really surprising for me, and it was exciting because I had never thought we would be able to do that. I think my best memory from the competitions are just the thrill you get when you are just getting ready and setting up to enter the gym to perform, because it's amazing to me.
A concern with drumline is something called the timing line. So right before we go out and perform, you actually have to set up first, but there's a line that you can't cross, and if you do cross it, that's when your show time starts. And usually that can be counted as a penalty against you, and that's not always good.
Yeah, and probably my concern is just trying to hope that I'm able to hit all my dots, which is just our spots on each part of the floor, and just making sure it all just runs smoothly.
And it gets hard playing the music every once in a while, but you just have to push through it, and soon enough you'll get it and keep working.
Emma has always loved percussion. Always loved percussion, and drumline was very, very new. She didn't know if she wanted to be in it. She didn't know if she was good enough. But then she joined. They gave her something called the marimba, which my mom and I make fun of, like it's a big old xylophone. She's gonna hate that I said that. But she found out she loves the marimba. Placing first at 3 different shows was incredibly exciting. She couldn't wait to come home and tell me.
Seriously, I've watched them practice a lot, and I'm extremely impressed with the talent that I see in this group of young people.
I feel like my main goal for this season is for us to know that we tried our hardest and that we keep on pushing to do better.
I think probably my goal is kind of more of a group goal for I want to see the group goal is end up going up and maybe getting up a class, which we may end up diminishing our first places, but we're moved up in a higher class.
Our team has been doing really well overall, and I think that's great, but we still have a lot to improve on, and even though we've gotten first place throughout everything, we can still work harder and manage to get a better show, I feel like.
And I just want to give a shout out to the snares, the cymbals, the bass, the quads, and the pit. You guys rock. Don't forget, we've got our home show right here at St. Francis High School on March 25th. Hope you can be there.
Thanks, Nastia. Now for a little farther down the music hallway, the show choir. The Bridge Street Singers took home their first grand champion of this year's season, while also bringing home best vocals this past weekend at Hastings Swingin' on the River show choir competition.
Also, our JV show choir, Prima Voce, performed at Swingin' on the River. They ended their season with an amazing performance, and Marty talked to Mr. Beaupre and some of the girls about their season.
I think we've improved a lot with vocals and dancing and just in general.
We've made a tremendous amount of progress in the last 6 months. It's been really a joy to see. And all 40 members of our group have improved in every imaginable category of show choir. The singing, the dancing and choreography, their attitudes, their work ethic, all that. It has been such a privilege to watch them grow and become better musicians and better people over the last 6 months. And I speak on behalf of my co-director, Amelia Tesdall, and myself in that this group has come a really long ways in 6 months, and we're really proud of that.
The group has improved. They have opened up and they're not as shy, and our vocals have come along considering our group is all freshmen, mostly freshmen.
We are so happy with our group's progress. One of the things we are most proud of is that in our last competition in Hastings last weekend, of all the women's groups that were there, the 5 groups that were there, we came in a tie for first place for vocals. And we put the emphasis at St. Francis in the choir part of show choir, and so we are so excited that our vocal scores were top notch.
Yes, I do, so I can improve myself vocally and dancing.
I am definitely looking forward to next season. I haven't thought one bit about it. I'm still trying to recover from this season, but I'm excited to see, after the progress we made this season, what our students can do next year, and we'll certainly have some more great music and great choreography that'll really showcase our students' talents really nicely.
Thanks, Marty. Other activities have also seen their fair share of success.
The Knowledgeable team has had a good season as well. They have 2 teams advancing to regions. Let's go to Katie, who talked to a few members and got us more information.
The St. Francis Knowledge Bowl program, which barely survived this season, has just finished its most successful season in school history.
I've always told our kids that the farther you go in the metro region is a clear sign that you are one of the better teams in the state. And this year, 2 of only 15 teams in the metro to get to the region meet are from St. Francis. And Rob is right that we have never had 2 teams go to regions. And I think either one of those 2 teams has an excellent opportunity to advance the state.
Our senior teams and our junior teams did remarkably well. Our 2 top teams, primarily consisting of seniors, both advanced to the Metro Region Championships. First time in school history that we have sent 2 teams to that level in the playoffs.
This year, my team we did better than last year. Like, we did better on our written rounds, and we got higher on our oral rounds. And yeah, Knowledge Bowl is just fun.
These top varsity teams had a remarkable season and a remarkably good finish. So from barely nothing to a lot of something. Congrats.
In addition to SFHS activities receiving recognition, a number of teachers throughout the state were nominated for Teacher of the Year. Glenn Morehouse Olsen, or Mo as she may be known, received a letter this week informing her that she is a semifinalist.
Thanks, Tyler. One of the reasons Morehouse Olson was nominated was for her passion for using theater arts to teach real-life skills. Last week, the fifth hour acting and directing class performed scenes for an invited audience. Bree Dewar went out and watched the scenes unfold.
So it was my first time ever being in a play, like doing anything like this. So I was really nervous at first. Like when we would do rehearsals, I was very nervous. And then the day of, we just kept doing it, so I got more comfortable.
I have a little bit of sort of stage fright sort of thing, but going through this class and doing the play helped me with that.
It was scary and fun at the same time, and I have really bad anxiety, so being able to do that was something new.
Actually, I'm more of a dog person.
My favorite part was watching everyone else's plays and getting to know the people that are in my play.
The hardest part was the crowd and having people watch you.
A good thing I learned was about how to set up your set and your movements so that the entire audience can see and enjoy.
Before I couldn't get up in front of people and talk to people and about stuttering and being scared, but now I can do that. I think so.
I think Miss Mo is the best teacher I've ever had because I want to be a director and she taught me all these little tidbits.
I would definitely do this again. Like, I don't know why I never joined theater because it's pretty fun actually.
Thanks, Bree.
That's all we have for you this week, Saints. Stay tuned for sports.
It's the random question thing. Ding.
I'm just gonna chill. Training for track. I'm gonna be whipping my new car.
Training for tennis.
Photo shoots.
Hey Saints, welcome back to another week of sports. I'm Bree.
And I'm Misty. Last Friday, the girls' basketball team had a game against the Cambridge Isani Blue Jackets with a score of 53-45.
The boys also played the Blue Jackets last Friday for Coaches versus Cancer and walked away with a win with a score of 61-55.
The boys played Chisago Lake Wildcats on Tuesday night and lost 52-71. They have another game tonight at Princeton.
The girls' basketball team had a section game against Blaine last night, and the scores can be found online. Congratulations to all of the wrestlers and coaches this last weekend who walked away with big wins.
More specifically, congrats to Coach Lorenzen, who won Coach of the Year award, sophomore Nikki Pierce, who won 5th place for Saints wrestling team, Tanner Kunshire for being 7 AAA champion at 113 pounds heading to state.
Congrats to Mitchell Wilson, who advanced to state with his 100th career win and an 8-3 division and 132-pound sections 7 AAA champ. Mason Hall wrestled an awesome match against the number 1 ranked Ishans from Anoka, but sadly loses 8-4, but still advances to state.
Another congrats to Teddy Pierce being the 7 AAA 145-pound champ. Luke Lipinski fought a tough match for 3rd place but falls 5-2 and comes in 4th place. Tyler Dahlstrom advances to state with a 2nd place finish.
Colton Petrucci won 7-0 and advances to MSHSL State Wrestling Tournament. Cole Kerpak won 3-2 and will also advance to the MSHSL Tournament. And a final congrats to Holly Anderson, Sophia Zebro, and Rachel Miller for winning Mississippi 8 All-Conference Honors, and Rachel Miller winning Mississippi 8 Conference Goalie of the Year.
That's pretty impressive. Some kind of records must have been broke last weekend, right?
No, I don't think so, but didn't you just talk to some athletes who've broken records?
Yeah, I did. Do you want to hear what they had to say?
Sure.
I have the conference power clean record and the school back squat record. The back squat goal I set because I wanted to have a school record, but the power clean one just kind of happened, and they told me that I got it after I did it. It's exciting, and I'm proud of what I've done because of how hard I've worked towards it. I work out every day after school and spend extra time at the gym to work towards these bigger lifts.
I made the 125 wind mark, and this year I also made the 75 pin mark, which are kind of tough to do, I guess. Just wrestling over the summer, do a lot of camps, a lot of tournaments to get better, and then each year just improving. It just kind of happened. I haven't really focused on getting wins, just going out there and wrestling. I have broken the 400 meter, the 200 meter, and the 100 meter dash in track and field. It feels good. I mean, two of the records my older brother held, and then one of the other records was like held in the 1980s or something like that. So it feels pretty good. What I did basically is just like, I don't know, it's always at like the top of your head to move on to the next level, and breaking the record I've been trying to break for like ever since my freshman year. And so I just kept that up, and eventually I did it.
Wow, it was really cool to see how hard kids from our school work. Speaking of people working hard, did you hear what happened at the gymnastic meet over the weekend? I heard that the gymnastics team took fourth in the 7 AA sections, and Felicia Bartel advanced to the state where she got a score of 9.475 on vault, and she got a score of 9.525 on bars, and finished strong on the beam as her last rotation. On a different note, the weather is getting warmer, and you know what that means. Spring sports are starting soon, and if you aren't registered for your sport, you should get registered soon. That's all we have for you this week, Saints. Have a fun and safe spring break.